Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. The other day I worked on a video for Lori at Enchanted Dreams 71 for her open collab. Now, the name of the collaboration is hashtag Crazy Washi Wednesday. So that, of course, made me bring out some washi tape. It also, because I was storing it together, it also reminded me about this faux washi that I had made a few years ago, as well as, and of course, like a good girl, I put it away so I don't have it to show you here, washi that I made using strips, discarded strips off digitals. So it made me think, it made me re-examine my supply of double-sided tape, and it made me think, why am I not doing some more of that? Because I did use up several pieces. So let me just show you. You know, very simplistic designs, but still pretty effective when a person, you know, adds them to something. I was also making little teeny tiny books out of, and I mean tiny, little teeny tiny books made out of paper scraps. So, and of course, those just get stapled closed. I'm sorry. So washi is a good way to cover those staples inside and out. So what I did was I cut myself a piece of parchment paper. You want something that will release the tape once you're ready to use it. I looked through my double-sided tape and found that it seemed to be from one extreme to the other. Either this half-inch stuff or this really wide stuff. Now, of course, at the time of use, I could cut this down the middle or whatever. The other thing that was sort of running through my mind, it's a scary place in there, let me tell you, was the fact, so sorry, that I had purchased these Sharpie Creative markers. In fact, I just broke the seal on them yesterday. Pretty basic colors. And these are the brush tipped ones. And I thought, well, I haven't even tried these out. It took quite a long time for them to come to Canada, and I maybe had mine for a month or so. Anyway, finally cracked into the package. So I wanted to do a few before turning on the camera. Now, what you will notice, if I hold this steady, is that there is obviously the sign, maybe the red shows it best, and some of the purple, very much a resist kind of thing happening. So because this protective paper here is shiny, well, maybe not so much shiny as slick, there is a resistance. Now, in many cases, okay, so let's look at this wide one. Those darkest dots are ones that I was able to do with my Posca. And I mean, it adds the fact that so many of them are almost, well, let me show you. So this is the Sharpie Creative Marker. So if I were to try to, you can just see how it, you know, it almost disappears. Let's try to draw a little square. You know, like, now if I were to go over something that has already dried, that's a different story. So I could maybe darken some of these circles. And I think that some of them probably already had sort of two passes over them. Now, I guess, but if I start darkening everything, then I lose the effect of the darker, lighter thing. But I did want to kind of show you this. And there still, of course, will be all of these that I won't touch. So this was just a little squiggly thing like that. Maybe these do need a little bit of something. So, you know, if you think that you're going to do this and all your artistic savvy is going to really be so on display, you may be sadly disappointed. However, I have quite a bit of this two-sided tape that I have thrifted over the years. It's taking up a lot of space. So to me, just using it up, now of course there are other ways to use it. I could actually use it for the purpose with which it was intended, for which it was intended. But I kind of feel more playful, let's say. So that is sort of how this reacts. The blue would have been the same thing. Now, what I don't understand is on the very first time I did it, over here, it is totally opaque. Now, what happened in that area that it worked there and not nowhere else? And these horizontal lines, I went over them a second time before I went to bed last night. So I don't get it. Now, with this turquoisey teal color, I had used, what did I use? Oh, I just used a Sharpie, like this one, ultra fine point. So, of course, that's not going to make very great marks to begin with. So some are open circles, some I attempted to fill in. And that looked a little bit pathetic. So then I went over it with my Posca. With my this. Now, of course, when you get a big thing like that of color, the question always becomes in a crowded space, well, where do I put this to dry? Well, clearly, something happened. So, you know, that is the other thing that you kind of have to allow the drying time. And then the red, the first row was, again, this pen. And then I just kind of added or tried to add those more opaque circles. So in the scheme of things, is this worth the effort? I'm not sure. You know, it is something that you end up going over and over and drying time and all that. So I don't know. Because I have changed where I keep a lot of my pens, it's right now kind of very close to me. I've had this forever and a day. It's called Zig Memory System. You know, it's old. I think this was probably from the, you know, scrapbooking kind of era. Got 2 points on it, kind of a bullet point, and a finer point. Anyway, so I made those black circles. And, you know, of course, the impulse, touch it to see if it's going to dry. Well, of course, it wasn't drying. It was just sitting on the surface. So then what I did was I just smeared it all. That's probably my fingerprint right there. I just smeared it all because chances are I was going to smear it accidentally anyway. So that does create a different sort of look. Now, I don't know if I have any other type. What the heck? Maybe I should try. This is not what I intended, but it just caught my eye. I do have these if I can get at them. These distress crayons. And these are the only 3 I have, because of course they come in a 3-pack, or the ones I bought came in a 3-pack. Let's just see if something like that works. Another thing, I was working on a video yesterday. Okay, we'll try those as well. Okay, so I just have 3 strips that I've laid down. Let's see what happens here. Now, this is like a lipstick. You know, you sort of unscrew it. I don't know, this won't, because it's so blunt, it's not going to, I can't make circles or whatever, probably. But maybe I can just, let's see, what can I do? Can I just do sort of streaky things? Oh. And it would be interesting to know, in the end, we'll try that soon. So I'm trying to do a variety of strokes, something more like, you know, just a light and then heavier bits of color. Now I think, of course I didn't save the packaging. I wonder if that is going to, that's probably almost like wax now. Another thing I have right beside me, because I wanted to use them in something else, are these gelatos. Let's see. If we're going for broke here, then let's just do it. Or maybe I should try to find a more metallic-y. Is this a frosted type one? Bubble gum. This looks like it might be something. Bubble gum. And bubble gum. Well, what the heck? I thought that one of them looked a bit more, let's try this one maybe for a little more contrast. Ooh. Now, I guess the question will be, am I going to be putting my hand in something? I guess I didn't really do anything yet this morning. Hey, that's kind of cool. For those of us who love that pink orangey combo. Now, I guess the question will be, once this is added to a project, let me try something here. Oh, see that kind of, maybe by buffing it a bit. I don't want to blend it so that the 2 colors become one, because then I think it'll be a little boring. But it does sort of probably adhere it to the tape a little more, so that a person isn't going to have to worry about, you know, does it lift and transfer color to something else. Like if you use this on the side of a page, will it transfer? Now it also seems to be lifting a bit, so I don't really want, and I like this part here where there's still some white, Little specks of white showing through. Okay, so okay, that fell off. Oh, so the dots of color can come right off. Well, that's great. Okay, so let me try something here. I want to see if this, I guess there is a wee bit of transfer, but maybe it needs time to set also. And if you overwork it, which, let's face it, some of us may be inclined to do, we actually remove it. So I am pretty happy with that. Now, if a person, now that kind of looks fine on its own, but if a person wanted a more, you know, wanted some contrast or wanted a bit darker detail, will the paint stick to this waxy waxy surface? Now, I guess if I, mind you, if the dots fall off, is there much point in doing this? That is almost lost on there, eh? Hey. Turned on the news this morning. Today is today is Friday the 13th. What could possibly go wrong? Turned on the TV. Whoa! That's a big one, and that's going to take forever to dry. Let me be a little more quick about this. Turned on the TV to find that the labor minister, federal labor minister, has asked some kind of a committee or something, to look at the postal strike and assess it. And I guess because apparently they're at a deadlock. And from all the interviews I've watched on TV with the union spokesman and the company spokesman, they are both so entrenched in their positions that, you know, it would take dynamite to get some movement. I don't know how much of that you can see. But I'm going to try not to prejudge, like as those big puddles of paint dry, that might change how that looks. Now, maybe just to avoid any accidents, I should work in this area. So let's try these. Okay, this is called a chalk writer. This is just a Dollar Tree kind of thing. It says wet, erasable, mess and dust free. Great for chalkboards, dry erase boards, windows, glass, mirrors, ceramic, and metal. Which windows, glass, mirrors, ceramic, and metal makes you think, well, non-porous. Maybe this would work like a hot dam on something like this that is basically non-porous. So let's see what we can see. Okay, what should we do here? Should we just do something very, very imaginative like these stripes? I don't know, can you see that? I have to be aware of I have to be aware of what I'm doing with that. Now this is not very beautiful, I must say. but I will carry on, because at this point it seems like we're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at this. So now the other thing, I have this, which is a metallic marker. Forever in Time, this thing too was from the Dollar Tree. Let's see what happens if we do. Oh, is this thing dried up? I'm just doing a line. Well, that's not very clear to see, I'm sure. I just, every so often, I just clean the tip off here. Yeah, this is kind of pathetic. What happens if I try coloring in between? It seems like, oh, maybe something's happening now. It seems like this thing is almost dry. And the reason I'm not too concerned about starting or stopping in the middle of nowhere is that, of course, a person would, you tear, just like real washi, you would tear it or cut it wherever. Well, this I think you pretty well have to cut. You tear it or cut it wherever you want. So if a particular part looks really beautiful, so that, oh, I guess there is a bit of coverage because it covered up that little bit of the bronzy color. The project I was working on yesterday, which you'll probably see in a follow-up Friday, it was on mixed media. I managed to use up a pen. Yeah, this one is pretty well dry, even on normal paper. So, garbage. Yeah, it does my heart good when I'm able to use something up. Okay, maybe if we're throwing everything at this, too bad these things are so blunt. Can I'm adding a something, a circle, an attempted circle onto the metallic thing, pan there that I just used up. That's getting worse. Oh, look what I just did. Wait, maybe what I should do, I've got this napkin layer here. What happens if I attempt to blend that? I guess I would say that blending it is better than it looked before. But again, well, Maybe I could get some of that paint on there yet. It's, you know, overworking it, I think, would lift pretty well all the colors, so that's not good. So what I could do is try to find, okay, we've got basically, what would happen if I added sort of this icy metallic mint? Again, I've got nothing to lose here. Nothing whatsoever to lose. And that actually, I think, is an attitude that I'm bringing more into the, look, has this one even been used? Bringing more into the craft room. One thing, you know, anything with a little bit of a sheen to it certainly makes a difference in terms of the overall look. Now, okay, let's try over here. Maybe kind of a circular thing. Well, that's kind of not bad. How's that for a qualifying endorsement? That's kind of not bad. Hey, if you ever need me to write a testimonial for you. It almost seems as though I'm more successful with the gelatos and the distressed crayons and the whole notion of just blending for a more abstract look. Now I feel like I need to reapply. And I maybe should be a little bolder with this, since quite a bit of it does end up on the napkin. Pick a clean area. Now, of course, if somebody in the viewing audience knows about the real way to use gelatos, now, because you probably can't see that, but because oh, look, more dots falling off. Because this is kind of a sharp fold here. Oh, I was showing you something. Little kind of scratch marks are, hey, that gives me an idea. That gives me an idea. If you have some kind of a, ooh, looky there. It's like, was that an art project when we were kids, scratching into crayon? Hey, I think I like that. And of course, varying the length and the positioning of the marks makes it more interesting. I don't know, is that light doing the job, or am I just creating shadows? I don't mind that. Okay, so I don't even know what this is. I think this has something to do with manic, like maybe this is a metal orange stick. you know, that cuticle thingamajig. Now, one thing, but it's not nearby. I remember in the past, like when I was taking those art classes, and of course, one of the techniques for working with watercolor is sort of scratching in. You kind of abrade the paper and, you know, color goes into that area and so on. And the advice was, ask your dentist for tools that they are about to take out of service because maybe they're too blunt or whatever. So I did that, and I have some dental tools. But this little thing from Dollar Tree also works. I'll lift this up so you can see because this could be a bit fine. I don't know, can you even see that? Oh, look what's happening over here. It's these marks are pretty fine, to be honest. Hey, a person could do to, oh, I have one more piece of tape to work on. And I didn't want this video to last for, I know you guys didn't bring pajamas, so I don't want it to last overnight. Why don't I pick another gelato color and do like an ECG readout? Wouldn't that be fun? As long as my guy doesn't flatline, then it'll be good. Good, good. Okay, we'll just quickly get on with finish this up. Because that's what this reminds me of, an EKG. Okay, what color would be good? Something fairly bold. Let's try this. This is boysenberry. So there. Okay, boysenberry. Again, I'm just barely skimming the surface here. I kind of like that white peeping through. Okay, let's do something with a little thicker end than that. We're doing an ECG. Probably not quite thick enough. Let's try it a little flatter. Now, normally, I do not like, I don't like that zigzaggy look. No, I don't like that. Let's cover this up. Oh, you see how where I made those zigzaggy things, it kind of, okay, this is, let's do this. See, this is, to me, I don't like this look at all. I don't know if it's too, I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. However, for the purposes of this video, or this technique, so that's quite a broad scratching out that I've done there. Now, maybe let's try something frosty looking. Is this one, what is this? Snow cone. Or should I try gold champagne? What's this? Iced chai. Not so sure about that. You probably can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, that's not good. Let's try, oh, silver ice. That would have been a better choice. Come on. Oh, it's picking up some of the... Yeah, this is definitely better than that other thing I started. But you can see that it's serving the purpose. It's laying down some color, but it's also blending. I'm going to go over this part just to try to save it. Now, I suppose a person should try to clean that off a bit. It's like I've never seen these things before, and I just have to keep going. Snow cone. I touched this one earlier, but let's see what happens. That seems to... Maybe the best bet here, I think, okay, what I have discovered, or my conclusion, or my, well, I don't know if it's a conclusion, but it's what I think at this moment in time, is that it is a waste of time and effort. And now I don't know, because I did these so long ago, I don't know what I used here. One thing I didn't try, let's just do that. I don't know how long I've been here, but let's just try for the heck of it to see if a gel pen does anything. No. 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 Okay, that's kind of what I thought, that it would do nothing. Okay, so this is my conclusion. It's a waste of time using any of these pens because they clearly resist the surface of this tape stuff. However, when a person uses gelatos, these chalk things, these distress crayons, it seems like the results are more, I wanted to say predictable, but not predictable, but more, you have the possibility of combining colors, blending colors, and creating a certain depth of color that obviously we don't get with these other things. Now this Zig one, the only reason that looks a little bit more interesting is because I smeared it when it was wet, which is essentially, this is a smearing technique, was a smearing technique, this was a smearing technique. Now, if this holds true to form, once these peachy pink colors ink dry, they will probably flake right off too. So we really didn't gain a heck of a lot. Oh, now I find the thing about the distress crayons. Formulated to achieve vibrant coloring effects on porous surfaces, for mixed media. The smooth water-reactive pigments are ideal for creating brilliant backgrounds, watercoloring, and more. Color directly onto surface and blend with water. Layer with distress inks or stains for more possibilities. Okay, so clearly that was not this. Yeah, totally trying to use it for something it wasn't intended. So anyway, now I know, at least until I forget. I know for now until I forget. But that said, because I am playing with mixed media lately, I can try that in another video. Okay, so again, I kind of like this. I kind of like that. The scratching in is another possibility. And again, this is kind of a contrived situation that we're looking at this also, because there's no way that these things would all be together. So, you know, if I, well, in fact, well, how long have we been here, by the way? 40 minutes. Okay, maybe we can, so let's just, for the heck of it, separate some of these things and see if they look better by themselves. Now I think because these have virtually no, be interesting to know if any dots fell off here. I think that when I tried this before, I had the tapes a lot closer, almost like a hair's breadth in between. Yeah, I feel like this really wide one wasn't a very, but never say never. Do I have anything? Well, I'll continue to, what happens if we do this? This was silver ice. It makes kind of interesting, like the gelato kind of bounces. Oh, look, the gelato kind of bounces over the yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, this is just an attempt to salvage this piece. And of course, I will add other colors. And by then, all these little circles will have flaked off. So this might be, I don't want the video to go on much longer. So what will happen here is that I will, I'll continue to play with blending and show you this in a follow-up Friday. But let's cut these last two guys off. And I can put this is still kind of thick here. But remember, that was pretty nice looking before I added those two blobs. I mean, those those Posca pen blobs. I'm going to spread these guys out individually as soon as I swoop this up, just to see if that improves the look of them. Now, by itself, I'd say that looks pretty good. Now, there is a certain depth there because I had tried the gold first, so maybe this part is actually more interesting than this, but I'll play around with that some more. That we've talked about. This one obviously needs more work. That one all by itself is okay. Oh, see, and this one, just for the heck of it, I did it on the padded, like on the dimensional tape. I forgot to say that. I think with these guys, I really have nothing to lose. So I will probably, maybe that one too, I will probably continue to add other contrasting or coordinating colors to them so it gets more like those. More, less design specific and more sort of, I don't know, background kind of look. Now, this video has been a series of highs and lows. So I don't know. I guess I'll leave it to you to draw your own conclusions. And I am going to reserve my own judgment on this until I see the final, how I end up with them. I mean, the final product I end up with. This silver, why is it that I cannot stop? I begin saying goodbye or winding down. Is this the silver eyes? And then I just keep going. Can't leave well enough alone. I probably wrecked this one. Maybe what I should try to do is next time get a bit of color on my fingertip. I mean, you know, protected fingertip. And apply it that way. And of course, there's, you know, I'm sure there's some chemical reaction happening here too. But see, where I touch it with these long, overgrown fingernails, I'm lifting the color there as well. Okay, she rubbed and rubbed and rubbed until the thing was all gone. My goodness. Honestly, that's exactly what is happening here. However, because this, it still feels slick. I don't know. This will be an experiment here. What happens if I try? Now this was the Sharpie, what is it called? Creative Marker. Red Cherry. Continue with the swirly effect. Maybe I won't have to show you anything on following Friday because I will have done it all today in a 5-hour video. Okay, stop? Stop. Just stop, okay? Stop. That has probably improved this one. Let's see what happens here. With, let's try something really different. Now, when we get green, limoncello, margarita mix, lemon, iced pear. You know, blue and green is a good combo. No, this is, what the heck is this? Doesn't even say. Oh, lime. This, whoever I bought, and this is lime. Whoever I bought this from must have loved their greens. Mango. Spearmint. Green tea. Okay. I feel inclined to try this iced pear. Oh, that might be good. Okay. Maybe that swirly thing kind of, whoopsie. I went off kilter. I went into the gutter at the bowling alley. Take a clean corner, blend. Oh, you know what? Let's do this as well. Then I can, ooh, this might be nice. So that's what I've used. So presumably I should get a softer, more variegated okay, I don't mind that, but maybe let's try one of these dark ones. Okay, that's spearmint. Whoa. And this is lime. And this is green tea. You see how there's little sparkles of... Maybe this stuff is not quite as inert as I thought. I'm going to use this one. What was it? Green tea. This, I think this is probably older packaging. So this has a, this almost drags a bit when I If anything is going to get thrown out, I think it'll be these, but that could be premature. So let's try this lime. Whoa. I kind of like this one. You know, there's something about blue and green that is... But now, do I need this. Is it getting a bit too green? I think that what I'm figuring out here is that I need to play with gelatos, but on a different substrate. Okay, that gave it some life, hey? I like it. I like it, baby. Okay. I'm really going to let you go this time. So do we have a few here that I would actually, well, I'll use them all obviously, but certainly quite a departure from what I thought I was doing today. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope if you're still here that you have come to the conclusion that it never hurts to keep trying, that you really can't wreck anything permanently, and that if I'm willing to do this in front of an audience, that certainly you can be equally as brave in the privacy of your own studio when no one in the world needs to know what you've done. So on that cheery little note, I will say goodbye. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.